Guys, in today's video I am going to be showing you what's in my school backpack. This is the sophomore edition. I'm expecting to redo this video every year for my junior and senior years, kind of as a little time capsule of my life at the moment. So this is my sophomore one, and we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So I have probably the most basic backpack imaginable. It's just JanSport. Only 2 pockets, but it's really good and I've been using it for a couple of years now and I really like it. So we're going to get started with this small pocket right here. First we have my pencil case. It's pink, it's adorable. I think I've been using this even longer than I've been using this backpack. And in my pencil case, oh, I thought I had an index card, but I don't. I have this one index card that I was drawing on. You can't even really see it that good, but I was drawing on it months ago and I never finished. And then I also have these passes for assignments for my first period. Next, I have these colored pencils. They're all kind of bad, but I was looking today actually and I literally could not find any other colored pencils in the whole house, so I just had to use these. Next, I have these 2 highlighters. These highlighters are almost out of ink, so I'm probably gonna have to get new ones soon, but I don't really use highlighters that much anyway, so maybe I won't. I also have this green pen that's completely out of ink. I try to use it all the time and it never works, so I think I'm just gonna throw it away, like right now. Okay, so no more green pen in my backpack. Next, I have this pencil, and I rarely use pencil. I think the only class that I use pencil in is math because we're like not allowed to use pen most of the time, which I really don't like. The eraser has a hole in the end. It goes like this and the thing just completely comes off. This is my only pencil and it's not even sharp because none of the teachers have sharpeners. So I also have another eraser. I'm actually also going to replace that right now because that's just not good. So now we have a new eraser for my pencil. This is literally just a backpack decluttering video at this point. Next, I have these 2 Pentel Energel RTX retractable liquid gel pens, 0.6 millimeters in blue. Oh, these are actually 0.7 millimeters. I could not tell you how much I love these pens. These are the loves of my life. These are my absolute favorite pens ever, and I use them for everything, and I only write in pen, except in math. But I only use these pens, and I only use the blue ones. They're so good. They're actually so good. I was out of them recently, and I was so sad, and I had this other green one that I had to use. Usually I'll keep one in my backpack and one for writing in the drawer that's like right there on this cabinet. But I was out of them, so I had to use my green one for writing. And now that's why I have 2 in my backpack right now. But the green one's almost out, so I'm gonna put one in here and keep one in my backpack. That was everything in my pencil pouch. Next in this pocket, I have my wallet. It's this little wristlet from Coach that I've also had for a really long time. I think it's adorable. And in my wallet, there's money. That's a big shock, I know. I also have this folded up piece of paper that looks like it was from bio, so I'm going to throw that away because we're decluttering. This isn't a what's in my backpack, this is a decluttering my backpack video. The last thing that I have in that pocket is my wired headphones. I think literally last week I was in 0 period, and I remember the night before I had decided not to put my headphones back into my bag, and I went to grab my headphones because I wanted to listen to music and they weren't there. And I got so mad at myself from the previous night. I was like, why didn't you put them back? But now I've learned my lesson and they're always in my bag now because my 0 period was academic decathlon and we already had the competition this year, so we're basically not doing a lot for the rest of the year. So what I do most of the time in that class now is I'll just listen to music. I would also usually have gum in that pocket of my backpack, because I always have gum. You'll never catch me without gum in my backpack. But I don't have any gum to put in there right now. The only gum I have right now is this, and I don't really want to bring this whole thing around in my backpack. Usually the gum I have is like the Trident, like you know. But I don't have that right now, so maybe I should go buy some because I haven't had gum for a really long time. But I usually have gum. I consume more gum on a daily basis than I think you should. But next we're going to move into the big pocket, the second pocket, and last pocket. How are we gonna do this? I think I'm gonna go like front to back. Well, the first thing I was keeping here is my water bottle because you have to stay hydrated. So the first thing I have is my Chromebook charger. I also charge my phone with this sometimes because I have the new phone that has the new charger and this somehow works, which I think is really convenient because I don't bring my phone charger to school and I also don't have a portable charger. So next I have two books. The first book is Animal Farm. We just read Animal Farm for English. I finished it last week, I think. It was really good. Would recommend. And then the second book that I have is The Great Gatsby. The theme for academic decathlon this year was the Roaring Twenties, so we had to read this book for the literature test. I did not read it. And that might be why I didn't do so good on the literature test. But so those are my two books that I have in my backpack right now. Next we have this plastic bag that Animal Farm is supposed to go in because the library wants us to put our books in plastic bags so that they don't get ruined, I guess. Personally, I don't, because I think that taking it in and out of the bag is a lot of work and it doesn't look ruined to me, so I think it's okay. The next thing that I have in my backpack is my journal. This is my journal for leadership. It's a graded assignment. It's like weekly, so you fill out things that you did on campus and about yourself, and then you turn it in at the end of the week, and it's graded as an assignment. Yeah. I threw it at my friend's house, and it ripped in half, and we had to glue it back together, and I also taped it back together. So that's why it looks like that. You know, it still works completely fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Except it kind of was broke and I did kind of have to fix it. So I don't really know if that applies to this. I think what we're learning is that a lot of my school supplies are just not in good condition. I don't really take good care of my things. This is like a self-reflection. I'm showing you what's in my backpack and I'm decluttering and I'm reflecting on my personal tendencies. This is a really it's a really good video. Yeah. Next, I have my English notebook. I know that it says history, and I know that if you look through a lot of the pages, there are going to be history notes in here, but that's because this was my history notebook in elementary school, and I couldn't be bothered to take out the pages or take this off because I tried, but it's like ripping and it's just easier to leave it on. But this is the notebook that I use for my journal in English because every morning we journal and then we get graded on our journal, basically. So it says history, but it's my other journal, my English journal. The next thing that we have is my math notebook. This one is actually labeled correctly, and I don't really know, there's not a lot to say about this one. It's just math notes. I draw a lot in here because I don't really pay attention in math, and that might be why I don't have an A, but it's really close. It's really close to an A. So maybe I'll stop drawing and start actually taking notes. My third and final notebook is my Spanish notebook. There is also not really a lot to say about this one, except that it's also labeled correctly. My notebooks are usually labeled correctly. I don't really draw as much in this notebook. I'm almost out of pages in this one, but I've only been using one side. I haven't been using this side, so I think I'll maybe turn it over and go back through the other pages. because in my other two notebooks I use both the front and back side, but in this one I've only been using the front, so I think I'm gonna turn it around. I'm gonna have to soon. Then finally, after all of those notebooks, we have my Chromebook. This is my school issued Chromebook. Maybe I should find some like stickers that are easy to take off, because I think that would be really cute to decorate it. Maybe in 1 year, when I do this for my junior year, maybe we'll come back and see that there are some stickers on my Chromebook now. And finally, the last thing in my backpack is my binder. I only have one binder for all 8 of my classes. It is getting a little bit thick. It's comprised pretty much exclusively of AP World notes. I'm keeping all of my AP World notes so that I can use them all to study for the AP test in May. Hopefully it helps me out a little bit. So it's entirely just 6th period AP World and a little bit of bio, because I'm keeping my bio notes too to study for the final, because bio is not my best subject because I don't really pay attention in that class, because I don't really like science as a subject. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back. Wow, there's like, it's flat. And that was all that's in my backpack for sophomore year. I hope you guys are all here for next February when we do this again, but for my junior year. And that is it for today's video. If you want to check out my other socials, those are always in the description box below. And I will see you guys next Wednesday with a new video. Bye!